So for today's video, I thought it would be really fun to just analyze an article that I just stumbled across on the internet. The article is titled, and it's on a website called Eat This, Not That. It's a whole lot of like health and diet related things. The article is called 5 Holiday Mistakes That Lead to Belly Fat and How to Avoid Them. Hence the title of today's video. Let me just show you. I'm sitting at my computer. There we go. So I'm reading at the article now. Let me just turn the camera. So I thought we'll go through the article and analyze what they say, and I'll just give my opinion. Again, I'm not a dietitian, although I've studied nutrition. I'm not an expert, but I have an intense interest in health and fitness. I'm an ex-bikini competitor. I've competed 4 times. I've worked with 5 different coaches. I've actually worked under a dietitian when she was helping us do our body fat measurements. I was with a coach once who had just all ladies. We were all natural. Sorry, yes, I'm sitting by, we have fridges in the room that I sit with the computer, by the way. Anyway, I worked under this coach, and I watched how these ladies' bodies transformed. And I'm not saying that fitness coaches are dietitians, but people who enter fitness competitions, they really know how to get lean. That is their goal, is to be as lean as the coach requires them to be for stage, so that you can show the muscle. And in fact, the goal is to not lose muscle. The goal is to maintain your muscle and lose fat, not just weight. So if anyone knows about fat loss, it is athletes, competitive, stage, bikini, bodybuilding athletes. Now, you may not always like the look. Sometimes it is too much. It's too shredded. It's too hardcore, especially the men. There's too many steroids as well. I'm not talking about looking like that or getting like that, but the process of fat loss, which is belly fat. All fat is lost in the same way, calorie deficit. So the process of fat loss is the same, whether you're a competitive athlete or the man on the street. So just bear in mind that that is where my knowledge comes from. I do have 2 personal training diplomas. They're online diplomas, but that didn't really go into fat loss itself. That was more training. Similar kind of idea, but let's just look at this article, see what they say. So dietitians call out common holiday eating mistakes and how to steer clear of them. And I just feel that there is so much nonsense on the internet, and it confuses people, and that is why people battle with their weight, because they get conflicting advice or advice that's not that good. So this time of year, filled with blah, 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 we'll skip It says, it's crucial to steer clear of certain holiday eating mistakes that lead to belly fat, and we have you covered. Okay, number 1, not eating a filling snack before holiday gatherings. Now, that is their number 1 tip, and I would say yes and no. Yes, you could eat a snack so that you don't go there ravenous, which is what they say. Holiday parties and gatherings can be surefire ways to get caught in a calorie splurge, resulting in packing on unwanted pounds. Of course, if you splurge, you're going to pack on the pounds. So they say if you arrive there ravenously hungry, and for some this often leads to eating a lot more calories than your body needs for the day, then they suggest you eat a snack. But then they say, I recommend a small yet filling snack with some protein and fiber right before the social gatherings, Evink tells us. But then the snacks that are suggested don't make sense to me. Greek yogurt and raspberry parfait. That's not protein and fiber. Greek yogurt has protein, but it's not a high protein snack. It's more fat. Most Greek yogurts are full cream or double cream, and they have a lot of carbs as well, the lactose. There's still lactose in there. And the raspberry parfait, what is that? Sugary raspberry, like what? I would rather eat vegetables and a chicken breast, vegetables and a piece of steak, or some beef jerky or biltong and an apple. That's what I would say. So I don't think that their snack ideas are great. And that's where people get confused. And again, how much? How much are you eating of that Greek yogurt? Because you could just eat a whole tub anyway. Or apples and peanut butter. Again, apples, yeah, it's got a little bit of fiber, but apples mostly sugar. And then peanut butter is mostly fat. Peanut butter is not a protein. It is not a protein. It is mostly fat. It's got some protein. It's not a good, complete, lean protein source. So to me, the suggestions here are bad. This can prevent binge eating and help with portion control. Sure, if you have had a good snack and that will lead you to portion control, fine. But if you eat your snack and then go there thinking, well, I've had my snack, now I can just listen to my hunger, and then you still eat as much as you want, now you've added more calories to your day. The other option, which they could mention, is you fast up until that holiday gathering, eat what you would, and then don't eat when you get home. So use that social gathering, that holiday party, to be your complete daily caloric meal needs, whatever, if that's possible. Number 2, not checking out menus in advance. Okay, so how is that going to help you, whether you check the menu out in advance or not? Okay, maybe what they mean is not reading through a menu when you're going to a restaurant and pre-planning what you're going to have. Fair enough. I think that is a good tip, but listen to this. So they say, unfortunately, many appetizers and entrees sound healthy, but they are far from it. That's why HAR suggests checking out the menu online before arriving at a restaurant. Okay, you check it out, and then what? It's certainly okay to splurge on foods not part of your usual meal pattern, but splitting a main course with another person you're dining with or saving a part of your meal for the next day's lunch can ensure that you don't overeat. So what did checking the menu out beforehand help in this suggestion? They didn't give you an active suggestion other than splitting your main meal and taking food home. So why and how is checking out the menu in advance going to help you there? So I find that that is a weirdly put together suggestion, but I think what the takeaway is if you can, check out the menu in advance. If it's got a calorie count next to the meals, great. Some restaurants do that now. Then you can select something that fits in with your calorie budget for the day. If you don't want to do that, select the healthiest thing you can and go for that. If you don't want to do that and you just want to eat a meal you enjoy, that is a good suggestion. Split that main course, share it with somebody, or take half home. I always believe in portion control, so that is a good suggestion. It just doesn't match the title there. Number 3, overestimating how many calories you burned. Well, this has got nothing to do with the holidays. This people do all day, every day. We all do it. I do it too. I'm guilty of that as well, because you don't know how many calories you burned during an exercise session. And these fitness watches, a lot of them are not 100% accurate. I'm assuming Garmin is one of the more accurate ones, but some of them can miscalculate or overestimate by quite a bit. I know that the gym equipment that I work out on always overestimates. So because my watch tells me it's a very different number to the gym machine. So if you're relying on that machine to tell you burnt 100 calories, you probably only burnt 50. So what they are saying, this does make sense, although it's got nothing to do with the holidays specifically, is that if you do a workout and then you burn on average 300 calories during that workout, 400 calories, you could easily way overeat. Like one dessert could be 300 calories. You could easily way overeat beyond what you've worked out. But that's just for, that applies year round. Really, it does. Number 4, eating too quickly. Again, that applies year round, all day, every day. I always say we should be calm and centered and acknowledge when we are actually full. And that's hard to do for most of us in the modern world. We don't know when we are truly full, and we don't know when we are truly hungry. I know for me, I often am out of touch with my true hunger because I'm bored, I'm anxious, I'm thinking, what's the next video? Is my video doing well? Because I'm a YouTuber now, and anxiety makes me want to eat. So anyway, but now I'm digressing. But eating too quickly. So they say consuming your food too quickly is a common holiday eating mistake. I would say actually the opposite. When you're eating around a table with friends and family, you slow down. So I don't know how this applies only to the holiday. People who I know that eat quickly all the time. It's got nothing to do with the holidays. But anyway, their suggestion is still right. As it takes 20 minutes for the brain to register that the stomach is full, slowing down your eating pace can lead to earlier satiety. I definitely agree with this. I try and eat slowly. My son is a slow eater, and the two of us, for the most part, more him than me, when we are full, we do stop. And I do see people that scarf their food down. They can easily wolf down more, and then they go, oh, no, I'm so full. I shouldn't have had that. So it is a good point. Not necessarily for the holidays, but it is a good point. Point number 5, indulging throughout the entire holiday season. Using the entire holiday season as a time for indulgences and telling yourself you'll make healthier choices in the new year can seriously backfire. This just adds more stress when the holiday season is over. Yes, I like this point. I agree. Not only that, but that frame of mind can lead to weight gain that will make your New Year's resolutions a lot more difficult. I definitely abide by this suggestion. To me, just because it's holidays, just because it's a party, just because the food is there, doesn't mean you have to go crazy. Just because it's festive season doesn't mean you need to eat crazy amounts, foods you wouldn't normally eat. If there are treats that you don't normally get or you love or whatever, have a bite, have 2 bites, have 3 if you must, and stop. So I definitely agree that. So don't start indulging December 1st and stop indulging January 1st. You know how much you can pack on in a month, quite a lot. And it's easier to pack on weight than to lose it. We all know this. It is so easy to pile on weight. It is so easy to eat. It is so hard to get it off. So yeah, the little treats here and there can add up, agree. It's key to be consistent with your efforts and establish a solid routine to help balance out those days when you do have events. I agree. You've got to have give and take. You don't need to be so pedantic that you cannot enjoy an event. But on the days when there's no event, on the days when you're home, I definitely think you can and should, just to assist to make your life easier. After the holidays, this will make your life easier. You can and you should try and stay focused, balanced. This is all also only if weight loss is your goal and if you are on a weight loss journey. Because you guys know, I love you no matter what you weigh. I don't think weight is the be-all and the end-all. It certainly doesn't define who you are as a person. Your weight is simply your weight. It doesn't mean anything other than it means you weigh more on the scale. It really doesn't mean anything about who you are. And I think for women in particular, it's such a sensitive topic. I wish it weren't. Men derive value from all their accomplishments, but for women, we are still judged on our appearance, unfortunately. And so we start to see our weight as a reflection of ourselves. That's wrong. But anyway, meal prepping, planning, and balancing those other days with healthier eating can really help you stay on track. So I love this suggestion. I think it's really good. I think that why not make your life easier for you come the new year? If you only gained 1 or 2 kgs, it's so much easier to lose that than if you had gained 10 or 20. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I don't think you could gain 20 in a month. Maybe you could. Challenge accepted. No, I'm kidding. But why, if you know that weight loss is your ultimate goal, why put yourself under the added stress of having to lose more? Weight loss, especially as we get older, it certainly seems harder. I don't know if it's to do with the fact, I always think this, and I say this, I think it's to do with the fact that we slow down, our metabolism slow down, because we are slower, our hormones are slower, all the repair functions are slower. We don't move as much as often. And I know this because I think back to when I was 20 and how bouncy and springy and, you've just got that energy and you always want to do something and you're phoning your friends and what are we doing? Where are we going? When you're old, like me, you sit on the couch every evening and you watch Netflix. So I do think it's a little harder as we get older, but it's certainly not impossible. Does it take a little bit more diet diligence? Hell yes, it does. So save yourself the extra headache and try your best to not overindulge over the holidays. So yeah, there was a mixed bag of suggestions. Tell me what you think. Let me know if you have any other suggestions, any questions. I hope you enjoyed this video. Did you enjoy this style? I wish I could show you my screen. I need to, that wouldn't have helped either. Should have set it up better. But anyway, I will see you ladies in the next video. Bye. Bye.